Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boilon here doing another recording at 1 in the morning because you know what? I don't know why. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about the Intergalactic Merch Booth, which is the final event for Korg's month-long of June, as we go to enter July, which will be for Vol in the coming week. Now, this event is the Thor Infinity War unlock event, and so this one's going to be particularly important, and a little bit more important than the one we have going on right now, which is, honestly, I forget. There's so many events. Thunderous Applause. However, there's something that I want to talk about in there. Don't even look at my participation. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Things are not doing so hot, but we haven't had our war yet. Anyways, that's not why I'm here. I'm here to talk about the 10 shards of Thor Infinity War that's actually in this milestone, because the way that the shards are set up for this event is quite challenging to actually get him unlocked. And when we go through the math, you'll kind of understand why. And it makes me wonder whether or not this 10 shards here in the final milestone and how important that this is going to be, whether or not some people actually get him unlocked or not. That I think that honestly, that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be on the fence, that are going to be pretty close to unlocking him, that might not. And then if you do unlock him, you're not going to get that many more shards above 3 stars. So we're kind of like straddling the line here with a 3-star unlock for Thor Infinity War. And we're going to go into deep diving here as to exactly how you're going to get there and what I'm talking about. So if you're ready to go, everybody, then let's boil this down. If you hear slurping in the background, it's my dog. See this? My dog's going to bed at 1 in the morning here. So weird sounds. If you hear anything, it's my dog. So here we are. Here we are at the subtotal chart for the month of June. I've now plugged in all of the numbers that we have for this month of June, and we're at 819K. So we're actually at a surplus of 69K. And I'm very shocked, because this includes 70,000 that we're going to get for Intergalactic Merch Booth. Ignore the fact that they're, in different orders, because that's how it was supposed to be before. And they kind of got rid of events. They kind of changed things around a lot for this month. But from all the numbers that I plugged in, it seems like we will, if you've done everything, that you will come out with about 819K. Now, if you, for example, if you missed the Stone Cold Spiders event item that was 40K, then you might be this minus 40K, so you might only have, like, say, a 30K surplus. But as long as you've completed everything else, you should be okay as far as completing that 750, which is what I was concerned about with this change around for the month. But it seems that there is enough surplus that even if you missed that event item, that you should be okay. Let me know in the comments, though, how you're doing. This obviously doesn't mean that you're going to have this amount of points right now. It just means by the end of the month, this is what you should have, just to let people know in advance. So let's talk about, I wasn't all the way at the top here, Intergalactic Merch Booth. So this is a 7-day event. It involves campaign energy, Alliance credit donations, and Blitz credits. We're going to get into that. Now, first off, I do want to kind of pivot to the blog really quick, because there's one thing that we don't know, one thing that they are never super clear about, and it's usually when it comes to having to spend campaign energy and we get currency or orb fragments from those campaign nodes. So we're going to be getting, the mission requires diving into campaigns to recover merch booth vouchers and nabbing Alliance credits from donations and other means. Key mission milestones will also, actually it says Alliance credits from donations and other means. I don't really know what those other means are. I mean, you get them in the daily objectives, but I don't know if it means beyond that as well. Key mission milestones will reward the merch box and rock concert tickets, along with Thor Infinity War character shards. So I want to blow up the chart a little bit here and kind of show you what's going on. So if you see on the right-hand side, there's basically different milestones that are going to give you Thor Infinity War shards. Now, if you include the 5 shards that we got from the Free Claim Friday, then you need 95 to unlock him. Now, there's also a ranked portion down here at the bottom, which will be hard to see a little bit here. But there are shards here for various rank thresholds, starting at, which is off the screen here, 76 to 100% is 5 shards, 51 to 75 is 10 shards, 26 to 50 is 15, 11 to 25 is 20, and 3 to 10 is 30. I think the goal for a lot of us is going to be in that, at least in the top 25% range, so that you can get 20 shards, because that's going to be really important to actually unlocking him. So you basically need to get, I mean, not counting the rank threshold, you do need to get to about, I think it's around here. or sorry, with the rank threshold, you probably need about at least milestone 21, which is 58,600. Without it, you definitely need to get about 72,200. Now, in terms of how much score we're going to get, though, for that, we'll actually see here. Now, we're going to go this step by step. So it's 120,000 for the entire milestone. Now, for sure, there's going to be some whalestones in here, so don't think that you're actually getting that much. The event milestone point, the event item that you need and the milestone points required for that is 51,800. This is pretty achievable, so that one's not of a big concern. My biggest concern actually is, you know, how you're going to get to some of these other Thor Infinity War shards and whether or not they're actually going to be obtainable or not. So you're going to get 70,000 event currency on top of the event item in this, so this event is worth a lot. So you, at the very least, you need to make sure that you get 51,800 points so that you can clear the 750, or presumably clear the 750k for the month of June. Now, if you go for the 3 to 10% rank payout, like I said, you're going to get 30 shards, and there's a total of 165 shards of Thor in this milestone, excluding the rank payout, but I think it's going to be quite challenging to get there. Now, the main points that you're going to get, and I should have made a separate box for this, is the merch booth vouchers, which you get 4 points for one, and then alliance credits, which are 4 points for one as well. So we're going to go through this step by step. Now, the web milestone is the blitz portion of it, and you're going to get 36,000 merch booth ticket. 36,000 points. You're going to get 9,000 merch tickets. So you're multiplying the 9,000 merch tickets by 4, and that's where the 36,000 comes from. It does require you to get 22,000 blitz credits, and we'll talk about that because they've really cracked down on the way that you can get blitz credits in events. And you may have noticed this already, but in the current Loki blitz that we have, you know, no longer are the blitz credits in the milestones. So that's why I never said anything about hoarding, because there's nothing to hoard anymore. And actually, there's pretty much no avenues of getting blitz credits beforehand. So it's strictly just blitzing for 7 days because it's a 7-day event. So that's worth 36,000 points. If you finish all of this, you're actually going to get a good way through into the event item, like already just by that alone. So that's worth a lot. You do need to blitz, and honestly, if you don't do the blitzing portion, you're probably not going to unlock Thor because a lot of the points are going to come from there. There's a few kind of changes that we need to make as we go down, but let's talk about the alliance credits first. So you used to be able to hoard alliance credits before the event, like you used to be able to get an extra day, maybe even 2 extra days from proper hoarding, depending on when your time zone resets were and things like that. But you can't really do that anymore because they said that if you were to try to do that, that it won't apply properly to the event milestone upon receiving it. The credits if it was the day before or something like that. So I'm gonna go out on a limb, you know, who knows if it's working properly or not, but I'm just gonna take their word for it that it is. So we're just gonna go for the standard 7 days of alliance credits. Now you're gonna get 400 credits from this, from the what I call the easy boxes. And for those who aren't familiar with how alliance donations work, it's these boxes here. There's 5 total, and they give 100 credits each. So the first 4 boxes, which are pretty easy to get through your standard 10k gold donations for all 24 members, is 400. Then you get 100 from the 5th box, the final box, and then you get 150 credits from your daily objective. So that's like 650 right there, and depending on how much you donate, you get more for that. So for the purposes of this video, we're going to assume that you're donating 50 power cores every day. That'll give you 60 extra points, which will give you about 710, which is kind of the more topper end range of the available credits daily. Multiply that by 4 because we're getting 4 points per credit, and that gives you 2,840 points. Now, multiply this by 7 because it's a 7-day event, then you're getting close to about 20,000 points for the alliance credit donation part. So that's 2 out of the 3 out of the way. That's the blitzing part. Now, we're going to talk about how you're actually going to complete, how many blitz rotations that you need to do down below. We're going to get to that. But so far, we're at 36,000 plus about 20,000, and that's about 56,000 points. So as you can see, that's the event item out of the way right there. So that's not too bad. The only other part that's really kind of up in the air is the campaign energy part as far as the event currency. Now, this actually probably need to be changed a little bit, but I don't know what they're going to be giving us in terms of a ratio for currency, and this is a problem. So your daily energy is about 1,100. This is all of this stuff here. You know, I've said this in other videos before, but in terms of how many merch booth, whatever tickets that we're getting, you know, I'm not exactly sure if this is going to be a 1-to-1. I'm sorry, I don't know why I went there. For here, it says, you know, the mission requires diving into campaigns to recover merch booth vouchers. So you are going to get merch booth vouchers, but how many of them, I don't know. And the reason why I said 4 energy to point ratios, that's because one merch booth voucher is worth 4 points. So if you're spending 1100 energy and you get 1100 merch booth tickets, then that's going to be worth about 4400 event points daily. And so unless you end up getting more, like if you spend 100 energy and you're getting 200 merch booth tickets, then this gets doubled. So honestly, I'm not sure 100% because, you know, they don't give us this information. This is the one bit of event information we never really have beforehand. So I can only wager a guess. And this is my first guess, is that, you know, this is the kind of point. Actually, I realize this is over 4 days. I need to change this. So I need to bump this up a little bit. So this is over 7 days. That's a little bit better. But this is kind of the event points that I would expect to get from the campaign energy portion of this, and this is about 31,000. So you can add now then the 31,000 plus the 36 plus the 20, rounding up of course, and you'll get some of the points that we're going to get down below. Now, in terms of what you need to do for the Blitz credits though, now I think, and please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, I already claimed my daily objectives, so I forgot. Is the 250 Blitz credits still there in the daily objective? It might be. I don't remember because I claimed before I did this video and I don't remember. So normally it's only 250 credits. It's not a lot, but if it's still there, then that's 1,750. And so that leaves us with 20,250 because you need 22,000 Blitz credits for the web milestone, which you can find here in this other chart. Now, like I said, all of this merch booth vouchers, this is going to get multiplied by 4 because that's the amount of points that it's going to be worth on the milestone. Now, how you're going to do that though, of course, things have changed. Like I said in the Blitz thing, you know, things are different now. So in terms of how many Blitz credits that you're getting per win, and I'll just do a couple of just to show you, is that they upped the amount of Blitz credits that you get per Blitz win. The minimum is actually 16, believe it or not, after I just got that. Now I'm just trying to get a few more wins just to kind of showcase that. You won't get anything under 16. It used to be a minimum of 10 and the average was 15 before, but now you're getting 16 to 25 per Blitz win. And so I've actually done this over the course of 400 Blitz wins, about 10 rotations or so. I know it's not exact science, and I plan to do more to get a more specific number, but I think that the average Blitz points per win is around 20. So this is up from 15 from what it was previously, and so this changes the amount of blitzes that you need to do for events now. So that means that if you take this number divided by 20, that's 1,013 Blitz wins approximately, and over a 45 win rotation, 22.5 rotations, or about 3.8 rotations per day. 4 if you're rounding up. So it's still a moderate amount of blitzing that you're going to have to do in order to get this. It's just that now there's really no other ways to get blitz credits outside of just blitzing. So no hoarding, nothing that you can do about that. And so that's what you're going to have to do. About 4 blitz rotations per day. If you're now, not everyone wins 45. So honestly, maybe I should bring this back down to 40 again. You're looking at anywhere from 3.8 to 4.5, 4.5 to be safe rotations a day. So you just know that it's around the 4 mark, and that's what you're going to have to do. Now, if you add up all of the subtotal points, the campaign energy spending, the alliance credit stuff, the blitz stuff, and all of that, you're getting to about 87,000 points. Now, I realize that I changed things a bit, so that's not milestone 23. But where is that on the blog post here? It is going to be, what did I say? Sorry, 87,000. So 87,000 is going to be about here, in between milestone 25 and 26. Now, this could change a little bit. So it depends on whether or not my campaign energy prediction is accurate or not. But we know that usually anything like when the last 4 or 5 milestones, I found that those are going to be the whale stones. So I think that this is actually pretty fair. It does mean that you'll probably get all of this, which means you'll get 20, 40, 60, 75, 85, 95, 100, 105, 110, 115 Thor Infinity War shards if you do everything, hopefully, that I mentioned in this video. So it's actually not 95, it's 115 shards. So you will get to, and what milestone was that again? Sorry, my bad. Milestone 25, I think it was. So that means that you will be able to get the 3-star unlock, and hopefully that this would actually give you enough, especially if you're kind of, if you're a little bit more hardcore on the blitzing side of things and you get that done, that you will get the 30 shard payout from the 3 to 10%. Maybe you'll get a little bit better, but I expect that if you do all of this that I mentioned in the video, you should be able to get that. So that'll be 30 shards from that, plus the 115 shards down here. That's 145, plus the 5 shards from the free claim. That's actually about 150. And actually, if you get these shards from Thunderous Applause, that'll bring you to 160. So who knows? Maybe if you actually pulled a little bit extra like I did, because I pulled a few Thor Infinity War orbs, that you might actually be able to get yourself to a 4-star. Now, I don't see us being able to get any further than that. All of this stuff down here is going to be obvious Whalestones, the 50 Thor Infinity War shards down at the bottom, obvious Whalestones. So I think that what you're probably looking to get would be a 3.5 star. If you're super lucky, or if you pulled some core orbs beforehand, you might be able to get yourself to a 4-star. But honestly, the big issue here is that if you don't engage in the blitzing, it's worth a good chunk of the overall points, and you're not going to get as many Thor shards. You may not even get an unlock if you don't engage in the blitzing, at least somewhat, because this is worth so much. If you look at the different numbers here, 36,000, 20,000, and 31,000, the blitz portion of this event actually makes up more than 1/3 of the total amount of points. So if you don't do that, then you're going to be missing out, and there's a good chance that you might not actually unlock Thor Infinity War. So I would just provide some caution there, and know that this is a 7-day event. So you have to do this 4 rotations a day over 7 days to get Thor Infinity War. Is it all worth it? I don't know. You tell me. I mean, personally, I'm not putting in a lot of stock into in the Knowhere team. So if I can just get them unlocked, I'm probably happy with that. I'm not really building them at this point in time. You can see my Cosmo, Korg, and Star-Lord are all at level 1. So honestly, I don't know. This is just his unlock event. I'll probably just go for the 3-star. I hate blitzing. It's honestly the worst thing in this game, and it is the thing that actually has driven me to almost quit many times. So I'm only going to do as much as I need to do in order to get them unlocked, and I'm going to move on from there because I don't give a shit about blitz, and I really hate it. But hey, let me know what your plans are for Thor Infinity War and what you're going to be doing. And of course, my spreadsheets will be live on my Discord channel about 6 to 8 hours after the video goes live, and you can share it there with your alliance, or just keep it for yourself if you're looking to see it there. So that's the end of this video, everyone, and until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later on the next video. Boilon signing out.